radio station where many different voices are heard in the land. Opinions expressed in our community and open line programs are not necessarily those of the station, its management, or sponsors. As always, we're privileged to amplify the voice of the people here on Vox Populi 1460 and worldwide at WVOX.com for you and yours. Believe that radio achieves its highest calling when it resembles a forum, a soapbox for the expression of many different viewpoints. AM 1460, WVOX. 1460. Stay tuned now for What Happened Here with Rich Thomas. Your guest is on the line. Former mayor of Mount Vernon. And now, What Happened Here with Rich Thomas on 1460 WVOX.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. My name is Rich Thomas, former mayor of Mount Vernon. You're listening to Whitney Global Media Station, and we're here every Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. asking the question, what happened here? And today our topic is what happened here with fitness? What happened with holiday health patterns? What happened here with the opportunity to celebrate the holidays. And our first guest today is Lakia Perkins. She is from Project Damaged Goods Incorporated. They have a phenomenal event happening this Saturday. I'm happy to support and be a part of. It is a toy drive giveaway, and they are going to be giving away a huge amount of phenomenal gifts for the holidays for Mount Vernon residents. It's going to go Saturday, December 17th from 12 noon until about 4 p.m. at 135 South 4th Avenue. Um, Ms. Perkins, thank you for joining us. Can you tell us about the vision and the inspiration behind looking to partner with some local businesses? And also, I know this is your initiative, but you have a very special guest that's helping run this thing forward. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me today, Rich.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, like it was my way of giving once my daughter got so sick, and I talked about during the but they find a way. I checked in, but what way?
Now,
And my
now,
day,
Lakia, 1 second. So we're hearing you, but we're getting a little bit of feedback and a little bit of in and out. So I'm hoping if there's a way for you to just double check your cell phone service. We know that we want to make sure everybody hears you clearly because this is an important engagement. So everybody, Lakia Perkins is the mother of Olympic athlete Deja Stevens from Mount Vernon. And Lakia, you know, literally overcame a whole amount of different obstacles to make sure that her daughters had the best opportunities in life. And this is an event from what I've learned having spoken with her. She put this together to make sure that other kids in Mount Vernon feel loved, appreciated. And it's my understanding that Deja, one of Mount Vernon's Olympic athletes, is going to be a part of this event. And when Lakia calls back in, we'll have her talk a little bit more about it. Oh, you there? Hey, Lakia.
yeah, I'm here.
There you go. Much better.
I'm hearing it. Well, I don't
Don't worry about that part. What we need to hear is you were telling the story about how your daughter was, is going to be a part of this, and you created this initiative, and what made you want to create it?
know the Olympics sport that and I have to thank you again because you pulled in so many resources to make it to the Olympics. For to the Olympics do what she did. Yes, Daisha will be there on site, handing out gifts, talking to the young people, and we're really, really excited. I'm thankful for my sponsors, and the people I'm in conjunction with to give back to Mount Vernon and continue to show love. That's what it's all about.
I'm so thrilled. And the good news is the last time I know I had the privilege of sending Deja off to Brazil to run in 2016. We took a photo looking out at mountain of rubble at Memorial Field. The good news is Memorial Field is been renovated and it
Yeah.
has an 8-lane track. And I think now that I might be in a position to win a foot race against her. I mean, I may need a big lead though.
Go for it. No, we would just do whatever it is they love, just to know that they can actually get their pick.
And that's where Project Damaged Goods comes to play. So this Saturday at 12 noon, between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. at 135 South 4th Avenue, Mount Vernon residents only. I
It's
know there will be an ask for people to demonstrate that they are a resident of the city, be it an ID or some other form of proof. But
yes,
can you tell us about some of the sponsors of the toy drive?
absolutely. You know that it will be giving to any person that can prove that they want to learn about cosmetology, go to barber school, any accredited institution that is giving $2,000 to Juice to Life, just living healthy, being healthier, they will be on site. And a few of my sponsors that I'm really thankful to help me put this together is DGC Capital, USA Poultry LLC, RA Asphalt LLC, Prove Medical Waste, JEK.com, right? And I want to thank everyone to help make this my first annual, and we just look forward to the future being able to do this much for the citizens, the youth, Mount Vernon. This is only the beginning.
And we can expect, what type of toys do you expect to have there?
And a flutter of things. It's 1 year to 15-year-old. So just things that you're ready to stop running. And just to be honest, we're going to have gifts for the families too, because this is not just about kids. It's about bringing people together, letting everyone know that when things are bad, you know, like these sponsors, we're here to support and help. There'll be household items for the parents, cookware, hams, we will have some music on site. So yes, we have something for everyone. This is not only for children, this is gifts for everyone.
And I'm happy to be a part of this as helping rally the resources, rally the community. Happy to help you launch this off and bring some more attention to it. I know that you were out there making the community aware, but it's so important that people know that this is a labor of love. Project Damaged Goods is there to make sure you know that there's still value, no matter how life treats you. You can get back up and get going after it. Any final thoughts that you have about that you want to share?
Yes, I want everyone to be ready. Again, it's this December 16th from noon to 4, 135 South. And if you have any other questions or like more information, please email me at dgic@yahoo.com, or you can call 914-296-7794. And if you would like to donate to, this mission to help, more citizens in Mount Vernon, you can Zell us just as a donation to help, at DGINC at yahoo.com. So please, we need all your help. We need your support because we want this to be a yearly thing. We want to
And
keep this going.
you will keep it going. I'm gonna continue to sponsor and support as well. But I do want to make sure you know that there will be a special set of surprises from Marvel Comics. I was able to connect with them. We're gonna have some Wakanda Forever, Black Panther, and some other, maybe some Star Wars stuff. I know there's gonna be a lot of great memorabilia, not just it's gonna be from journals to other types of stuff that you will find in great
Right.
stores like
Yeah.
Target that will be there, not just from all the different sponsors, but some great businesses here in the community that want to support our kids. So again, that's Saturday, December 17th, from 12 noon until 4 p.m. There will be a toy drive put on by Project Damaged Goods. You'll have local phenom Lakia Perkins, a super mom, to Olympic athlete Deja Stevens. Deja will be on site, our Olympic hero. She will be there to help and inspire the young ones. But also there will be, scholarships given out to people that want to pursue a career in cosmetology. These are all, this is a holistic approach to a holiday gift for people of all ages and stages in their life, people that are looking to rebuild. The holidays can be a hard time. But guess what? Damaged Goods is making sure you get repaired. So see you on Saturday, December 17th at 12 noon at 135 South 4th Avenue for the huge toy drive giveaway. And when we come back from break, we're going to have another special guest talking about fitness for the holidays. Don't change that dial. Thank you, Lakia.
This is WVOX.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks have been gaining ground ahead of the Federal Reserve's decision on interest rates and comments on the economy coming today. Import prices, what you pay for things from other countries, declined 0.6% in November, another encouraging sign that prices may be moderating. Delta Airlines is upbeat, saying demand for air travel remains robust as it exits the year. It's raising its
Good morning.
expectations for
Well,
the
good
year
afternoon,
and
excuse
shares
me.
higher, though other airline stocks are not following Delta shares. Yesterday, JetBlue said its December demand is below expectations. Best Buy shares are also losing ground. Analysts at Bank of America Securities believe consumers will be prioritizing buying items they need this holiday season rather than what they want. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Janico Sola, invested in you.
Starting to realize your small business is a little overwhelmed by the holiday rush? It's still not too late to get all of your shipping and mailing under control with Stamps.com. Sign up
So
right now, and you'll be printing your own
I just
postage in
want
just
to
minutes.
have a
Discount
brief word
UPS and UPS shipping rates.
about
Just go to
Mount Vernon.
Stamps.com.
Again, last night there was a budget hearing, and I asked the question, you know, what's going to be done about the missing 25 million in Mount Vernon? How come the city has not taken an aggressive inquiry into the situation and gone after getting the money back? If you discovered that there was a $25 charge, $250 charge in your account, you're gonna try and get that money back. But in Mount Vernon, 25 million is missing and nothing's been done. But
Mayor
we'll
of
talk more
Mount
about
Vernon
that
on
later on in
1460
between breaks throughout the show.
WVOX.
Coming back from break now.
Yes, Tom.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. My name is Rich Thomas, former mayor of Mount Vernon. You're listening to What Happened Here on WVOX 1460 on your AM dial. We're here every Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. asking the question, what happened here? Because there are lots of things happening, and we have to stop and ask. Before we, went to break, we had a great announcement about a toy drive going on this Saturday in Mount Vernon for Mount Vernon residents, 12 noon to 1 p.m. at 135 South 4th Avenue by Project Damaged Goods. It's going to be probably close to $20,000 worth of toys being given away and scholarships. So it's a huge event. Very excited for the community. Happy to be a part of it. Especially happy to join Deja Stevens, our local Olympic athlete, who is a real inspiration, having run her way to the Olympics as a walk-on from Mount Vernon. Tremendous accomplishment. But what I do know is we have a guest who is, all about fitness, and our guest has made a tremendous impact in the world of trying to shape up holiday health patterns and is going to talk to us a little bit about what we can do to make sure that we, reestablish a balance when it comes to exercise and diet. We have with us one of the um, super bodies by Nat. She is a Natalie Rattano. She is one of the founding trainers at the iconic Barry's Boot Camp, and she has a wealth of information that she's going to share with us about, you know, her evolution from acting alongside one of her best friends, Pamela Anderson, to getting into the fitness world to make sure that we have, proper access to healthcare and fitness. And she established a brand, Super Bodies, that she's going to tell us about. But Natalie, I'm so happy to have you on the line. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And there's a lot going on, especially during the holidays. It's infamous for eggnog coming out, and whenever I drink eggnog, I just feel my whole inside expanding, and it's like a losing fight. So, you hit the nail on the head when you said there needs to be a balance between diet and exercise. But when it comes to luxury goods like eggnog, and you even mentioned sugar. Oh man,
Right.
I need your help. Can you talk to us about, the dangers of an unhealthy diet, and
Well,
what can we do to discipline ourselves to strike that balance?
here are a few things. We're in the holiday season, so holiday is a time to enjoy, and it's not a time to diet because I never really give clients diets because I do believe they do die. Um, but I now my friend's a bodybuilder. She's a very successful trainer. She's like, do a diet plan and a nutrition. I'm like, that's not me. I was like, fitness is a lifestyle, so I'm gonna hone in on that. And the most important thing about fitness is that you have to do it forever. It's just like brushing your teeth. It's your doing whether you're gonna do it or not. I have a dad, and then I have my clients as young as like 12 and 13 that come to me for speed and agility for their sports, and obviously my girls in their sixes, and so promote moving because moving is going to make you feel better. Not you want to eat better. Sometimes to try and limit in the holidays because enjoy and eating is such a wonderful part of life. So that being said, some of the things that you could do to counterbalance the sugar and the, I would say enjoyment over the holidays, eggnog and all that good stuff. Um, get That's kind of like the easiest way. Create box for my gym, for my super body gym, because now that it's cold out, very big walking community here as well. I love being out and walking too, but I'm not inside so we can have some fun, still get our steps in, still be able to burn calories. It's a really great way to keep your weight down.
So some people just joined. I want them to know that you're listening to Natalie Raitano. She is one of the founding trainers from the iconic Barry's Boot Camp. She's an acclaimed actress working alongside her best friend Pamela Anderson, and she's talking about food patterns, healthy living styles, and what she's doing to make sure that you achieve that super body you want. So everybody that's listening and watching, if you want to call in with a question, the phone number is 914-636-0110. It's 914-636-0110. And you said walking. Walking is huge, especially for in mobility.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, walking is huge. It's do it. And it's a great way to get that number of steps in. It's going to give you 2 miles. A lot of times you can't do the 10,000 because it takes 10,000 hours. I always say that. But at least you if you do the half step, getting 2 miles in, not just sitting around doing nothing. Um, as far as sugar, I think we all know that sugar is the devil. It's it's just as addictive as any drug. And if you don't have a handle on it, that's kind of like, I'm more of a salty person. I can get carried away with my Lay's potato chips. But when it comes to sugar, it's like if you are into that and that's your thing, you have a certain type of body. I know when somebody comes to me and wants me to personal train them, I'm like, I can see the sugar, I can see the alcohol, or I can see the salt. And sugar is very, very dangerous because it's like a haven place for disease, especially in your belly fat.
I'm screaming. Just so you know, I'm literally, my mind is like exploding. You've seen the emoji where it's like your mind explodes. Everybody, that's what just happened. It's like, oh my goodness. Don't change that dial. We're going to be heading to a break. We're going to talk about sugar and strategies to, hopefully cut down your sugar intake. It's going to be a real mind exploding experience for me. Don't change that dial. Listen to what happened here with our special guest, Natalie Raitano from Super Bodies. So guys, look up Natalie Raitano. That's her last name is spelled Raitano. Natalie Raitano. She was in a variety of movies and TV shows with Pamela Anderson, and that's one of her best friends. And she opened her own fitness facility called Super Body. So check out Natalie Raitano. She is an actress, excuse me, that worked alongside her best friend Pamela Anderson. Natalie Raitano was in a series of movies and films alongside Pamela Anderson, and she's talking about today her time as one of the founding trainers at Barry's boot camp, and also what she's doing now at her own facility, her own place called Super Bodies by Nat. And she already started, you know, with attacking sugar, exposing the truth about sugar. And I'm very, 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 very concerned because I put sugar in my coffee. I That's the only thing I really put sugar in is my coffee. So I cut down my intake of carbonated sodas, but I'm on my last leg when it comes to I gotta have sugar in my coffee. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be a hard show for me to facilitate because I do like sugar in my coffee. So I am going to challenge Natalie to give me some thoughts or structure or something so I can create a disciplined approach to reducing the amount of sugar I put in my coffee. And I don't put a lot, in my opinion. I put 1 teaspoon. So I think that's a respectable amount, 1 teaspoon of sugar. But I have a funny feeling she's going to say that's too much. Because I do have 2 cups of coffee, so that means 2 teaspoons of sugar a day, every day, every day, throughout the day. And I drink it without milk because I like to drink my coffee all the way down to that last drop that becomes like an eternal bliss of just coffeeness. Like that last little drop at the bottom that never runs out. You take that little sip, and then it's like agave, but agave is sugar. What am I gonna do with agave? It's like syrup. It's more. Isn't agave more sugar than actual brown sugar or unrefined sugar? I don't know. I'm gonna ask Nat, and I hope you looked her up. She's Natalie Raitano. Check her out online. Check her out on Facebook, and I think you guys will have an interesting um, insight into how you can enjoy the holidays and strike a balance between your diet and exercise. But man, I'm having a hard time, y'all. I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her. All right, we're coming back from break. Here goes the weather.
Forecast Westchester County in the vicinity for today. We'll see mostly sunny, breezy conditions. Will be cold. Highs will climb into the upper 30s. Northwest winds gusts 25. Increasing clouds tonight. Overnight lows falling back to the upper 20s. Rain likely on Thursday. May mix in with some snow or sleet, but should go over to all rain through the afternoon. Highs to the lower 40s. Periods of rain, steady temperatures Thursday night into the lower 40s. Rain continues. Breezy weather on Friday. Highs into the upper 40s. Becoming mostly sunny, lower 40s on Saturday. Seatbelt area, Junior reporting 1460 WVRX, a Whitney Global Media Station.
We're helping spread the joy this holiday season.
Makes you feel real good.
Holidays, happy holidays.
Life is good.
VOX 1460. And now back to What Happened Here with Rich Thomas, the former mayor of Mount Vernon, on 1460 WVOX.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. My name is Rich Thomas, the former mayor of Mount Vernon, and you're listening to What Happened Here on a Whitney Global Media Station, WVOX 1460 on your AM dial. And we have a very special guest. Her name is Natalie Raitano. She is one of the founding trainers of the iconic Barry's Boot Camp. She created her own fitness facility, own space called Super Bodies by Nat. And she's talking us through the holidays and how, there is a path to strike a balance between diet and exercise. And she started off great by saying, hey, enjoy. But then she came out with, but know that, sugar is, a haven for disease and it's a real health threat. And my mind exploded because you know things, but when you hear it and you know it's right, you just kind of like, ooh, that was the gut punch I least expected. But um when we went to break, we got some feedback from people watching and participating online, and they said, maybe you should try a different form to sweeten your coffee because I admit that I put sugar in my coffee. um I do about a teaspoon, so I like to think that that's acceptable.
Tell you what, people when we're getting something fluent, right? Because the down church too though, Rich, I like um my coffee sweet. When I do intermittent fasting, which I do try and do, I can't do it on a regular basis because I'm so physically active. I'm working, and coffee is one. So the um used to really pulling sugar out because once you get it, uh, you don't crave it. When you have it in your system all the time, you're craving it. And when you put that first in the morning, it's like start the day off like sugar.
All right, I'm already losing my mind. My mind exploded. Oh,
I know, great. Like,
no, I'm just, I'm looking out. I'm looking at my cup of coffee in my hand. I don't put milk in it. It's just, my one little teaspoon of sugar. So I'm gonna try and cut it down to half a teaspoon of sugar, and I'm gonna see if I can. I'm
like that is very good.
All right. So somebody online said agave. So honey, I will try honey. And
I don't.
thank you. You see, I told you online, Danny, I told you. Agave is like mad sugar, man. This ain't tequila shots.
speak with it. Just up to if you're trying to like do something healthier in your waistline, you want to do less sugar. I recommend local honey.
Local honey, okay. So let's take a quick turn. Alcohol. I know that there are people out there that enjoy, spirits. Is there a spirit that has the least amount of sugar or the least impact, and then can you work your way down? Can you tell us about some of those about that range?
Well, as people do. Like say to they have the claw
Okay.
and the truly they're very low in sugar and they're only like 100 calories.
Good.
And I find those not very alcoholic. I
Understood.
might say so. You might find me putting a little vodka in those,
Spike
but
it,
they
spike it.
put sugar in it.
Okay.
And or you can do with this cranberry, you just sugar cranberry, lime in it. And then this is what when I used to work for Jillian Michaels, all girls used to drink tequila on the rock.
Yes, there we go. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, yeah, and some obviously fresh wine.
I figured, The Rock, he's all about fitness, obviously. He's a literal rock. And if you can tell us, I'm like, look, if he's drinking tequila after he works out, then there must be something there. There must be some there with tequila. It must be the acceptable, spirit that's allowable by people in fitness. So I'm happy to hear that the Jillian Michaels crew, you included, looked at tequila on the rocks as a great option to enjoy, stay fit. There is a silver line to this dark cloud about getting rid of sugar, everybody. At least we can hang on to tequila. But
I like being like stuff that just well, not obviously not completely over, and that isn't anything. And like their life, you might see then look at your healthy options because there's all sorts of recipes that taste really really good that aren't as caloric and and they're natural foods and possible and
it's also crushing our gut. It's busting our
exactly.
gut. Yeah.
I live in an area now where it's tough, and I see it. I they do at on YouTube about markets are taken in the Walmart that I go to and see. And I find it I don't get it, but
Well, what I can say is I do think that um, when you started out and talking about mobility, and you mentioned that you got to keep moving. I had a conversation with a friend recently that shared that sentiment. It's like, in life, when you stop moving, you lose the ability to move. So you want to, do the yoga, you want to stretch, you want to, stay active because if you're just going to sit down and watch TV all day, that's what your body's going to, morph into, a couch potato. So I think that there's a greater yeah, in a lot of injuries, and I think there's a greater role for public policy to incentivize people. People that go to Walmart, for example, even maybe Walmart wants to be a part of an initiative to get people moving again, because the more active, the more healthy, the less stressed our health and our health systems are, and the more healthy you'll be, and it does lead to a more productive life. But again, this is a land of choice and people choose to make unhealthy decisions. But this is why I have you on because, it's hard to make the adjustments because you do want to keep moving. And it's difficult when you don't have people like Nat, Super Bodies by Nat, that has, a very storied ascendance to creating super bodies by NAP that is offering insight and structured plans to reach your best potential. So far, she started off, blowing our mind with saying sugar is not good for you.
Not for you.
Yep. And then she said, okay, when it comes to, you know, spirits for the holidays, we're not talking about ghostly spirits, we're talking about the spirits you enjoy with the adults enjoy at least, tequila on the rocks, the sodas, the claws, the white claws, and the other low calorie style carbonated drinks. But she also mentioned wine is a great pleasure. But we're going to talk more about her career and her evolution to super bodies when we come back from break. Don't change that dial. We're going to ask her about Pamela Anderson, Jillian Michaels, and other A-list celebrities she works with. Don't change that dial. Listen to what happened here. Mhm.
Here is the latest update from Fox News Radio on 1460 EPLX. Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The tentative deal to avoid a partial government shutdown Friday. Negotiators have reached a bipartisan bicameral framework for full-year government funding bill. Top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell, top House Republican Kevin McCarthy says, no, let's pass something short-term, then wait for Democrats to become House minority next month.
Why would Republicans help them now in the things they care about?
He's on Fox with Sean Hannity. 10 years ago today, the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut. Connecticut Senate Democrat Richard Blumenthal.
My mind goes back to the horrors of this day, and I think that reliving it reminds us of the need to honor those 26 lives with act.
20 first graders and 6 adults died in that shooting. President Biden has declared this a day of remembrance. America's listening to Fox News.
So I just want to say, with that news about today being the 10-year anniversary of Sandy Hook, I am, I am, I know people that were there, and they've grown up, but they're still traumatized about it. And I being a parent can never imagine an active shooter situation. I will never ever want that to happen to any child anywhere in America. And whatever it takes to stop that, we need to stop it. But I know that when I was mayor, one of the things I did was to put school resource officers into the schools in Mount Vernon so that we had a first line of defense against the threat of an active shooter. Some people don't appreciate that, like this current administration. They took out all the school resource officers, said, oh, it's too much money. And they put a price on every child's life, saying that the child, our school children in Mount Vernon, their lives don't matter. And unless the school district pays, it shouldn't be about paying. It should be protecting our kids who we are tasked with protecting. And no matter what it takes, we should find the money to pay for it, which is what I did. There were grants that we were able to use. There are other fees and approaches, shared costs and services that we were able to establish with the school district. But this administration is so, they have no vision, they have no plan, they have no clue what to do to make Mount Vernon better. They've made us more dangerous. They've made us more costly to live. They raised taxes by more than 30% last year. They're presenting another tax increase this year. And the city's not clean, it's dirty. So I just know that there's so many things that we're going to get into along the way, but I wanted to speak on the active shooter situation, the 10-year anniversary of Sandy Hook, and just remind everybody that the current administration in City Hall eliminated school safety. They took school resource officers out, and said, it's too expensive. Just remember that. Never forget that. It's ridiculous. And it's a disgrace. And I know that that's going to be one of the first things I reestablish to make sure that teachers are protected, staff protected, students are protected, parents have peace of mind. It's a disgrace that this administration eliminated school resource officers from our schools. It doesn't cost that much, and I can only tell you that it is a disgrace.
Our directors represent a team of professional, dignified professionals that work one-on-one to plan the final system for your market.
So
Personal service we provide.
Instagram. I don't know what's going on with Instagram today. Instagram keeps shutting down, but that's why we got Facebook and YouTube going. We got WVOX on the air, and I look forward to you know, figuring out what to do with Instagram. It's ridiculous that they keep on shutting down the Instagram feed. I guess somebody don't like what I got to say.
This has come along at www.ziontravel.com to warning. Our licensed field and vendors are on hand to one-on-one and walk through every step of the process. We are Zion Memorial Travel, a trusted group in Westchester County.
So here we go. We're about to come back from break with our very special guest, Natalie Raitano, Super Bodies by Nat. Here we go.
And now back to What Happened Here with Rich Thomas, the former mayor of Mount Vernon, on 1460 WVOX.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Rich Thomas, former mayor of Mount Vernon. You're listening to What Happened Here on the Whitney Global Media Station, and we're here every Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. asking the question, what happened here? What happened with a particular situation? And at the beginning of the show, we asked about the holidays, and we got news that there's a huge holiday toy drive. I'm proud to be a part of it. By Project Damaged Goods. They have close to maybe $20,000 worth of toys that we've given away, along with scholarships and opportunities this Saturday at 135 South 4th Avenue, Mount Vernon. Again, that's 135 South 4th Avenue, Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon residents only. But we're going to have Olympic athlete Deja Stevens and some other celebrities that will show up to show love and respect to the community. I will be out there, and I'm excited about this because this is how, we provide a holistic experience, a holistic holiday help to families that deserve it and need it. Um, and then, we got into the holidays about holiday health patterns or things you can do to, strike a balance between your diet and exercise. And again, our special guest is Natalie Raitano. She is one of the founding trainers with the iconic Barry's Boot Camp brand, and she branched off to do her own thing, Super Bodies by Nat. And she has a career that spans from Hollywood, from the West Coast to the East Coast, and she has been an actress, starring alongside her friend Pamela Anderson, working alongside fitness with Jillian Michaels. And before we went to break, she started teasing us about, some of that insight that she has from what the celebrities and the stars do to, enjoy themselves, not just, from a fitness standpoint, but make sure they have that same balance as well. So, um, Natalie, I know we're running down on time, but I definitely can you share with us a little bit about your career, your evolution, how'd you get into acting, and tell us a little bit about your relationships with some of the A-listers that you've been able to influence and shape so they can become, better versions of themselves.
Foundation. And that goes way before I was even an actress or anything like that. I was always working out with my dad. And like I said, he still works out at 85, and he survived quintuple bypass surgery, and he survived COVID, being the first one before vaccines. And I really have an affinity for working out. And before, really quick, I want to add to the walking, strength and resistance training, using weights, dumbbells. It doesn't have to be heavy. They are the definite. They are the definite out of use weight training. They're going to give you lean muscle mass, which will not only protect your bones, but it's going to help you stand injury as you age. So that being said, I've always been a workout person, and when I moved to Hollywood, I had dreams of becoming a star, and one of my side jobs was working at a gym that was a gym before Barry's boot camp, and it was headed up by a guy named Martin Henrich in the studio. So Martin Henrich, when he went out of business, Barry took it over, and I was working at the time behind the desk. I was teaching. I went to got VIP, and I worked out all the time. I had my own trainer. I tried to get Pam into it, but she's one of those freak of natures that's just like, well, looks amazing and doesn't have to work too hard at it. And they're out there, but to stay healthy as you age, I definitely think you should work out. But we would go and do Taibo with Billy Blank. I know that's really aging myself, but
It works.
do that. And
You know, my mother-in-law, and I'm not aging anything, but I'm telling you, my mother-in-law has some of those DVDs of those, classes, and she tells me and my wife all the time, you know, y'all need to get up on this. And I'm like, well, I don't have a DVD player, but I do believe you. And I'm gonna take her up on it, or take both of you up on it. Now that you're saying movement and going back to the original ways of getting fit, because there's definitely a huge quality that you get to receive, because you get stronger. And I was thinking this the other night while I've been going to the gym recently, and I was saying to myself, when I work out with dumbbells at home, I feel like I got a better workout than going to the gym. I don't know why that is, but you're explaining it right now. So again, mind blown, the emoji experience happening again. I need a little button for that.
no, you can well like that.
You got that, everybody? Where can they find you online for the Super Bodies by Nat?
You can email me and write my own, brick and mortar, and I will have like streaming classes through a different platform. But right now I'm doing it through Zoom, and I send out the Zoom to people, or they can join live. Um, and I'm on every platform:
There you
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the whole thing.
Super Nat 444. Four fours. Yep, at Gmail.com. That's four fours, guys. Supernat, three fours, excuse me. Supernat 444. That's three fours, not four fours. Supernat and then three number fours at gmail.com. She has an amazing story, and an amazing, comfortable place to start. First, it starts with, all right, do what you want to do, but know the truth. And with the truth, it makes you free. And she makes it clear that you can have a great balance between diet and exercise. Tell us.
And ladies, don't can't wait out because you can. And I have before and after pictures that I went through after COVID, and then what I put my body to through my workouts. And anybody can be in better shape and get to a new version of themselves. I don't want my body back. I want mine now.
Talking about owning the present and making sure you seize the future. SuperNat is striking into that super ability to become that super version of yourself now, not yesterday, now. There's a big
Yes.
difference between the two. It's a new chapter, it's a new book that you get to script and you get to sculpt. And you can sculpt by making, subtle adjustments, chipping away at some of your caloric and sugar intake. Sugar is the biggest blocker for people that want to get back or get moving again to a healthier version of themselves. Is that the main takeaway?
Great takeaway. And it's like you could just like you take that sugar out of your coffee, and you'll see how many calories you'll uh, build up that you're not taking in. And I mean sugar grams. Sometimes you gotta pay attention to those grams.
Yeah, I'm now have to revisit some of my recipes for making pancakes and we call it poffles in my household. It's like a cross between a pancake and a waffle. We call it poffles.
Oh my god, that's really good.
Yeah, it's it has sugar in it. So
In moderation, thing like
excellent.
that.
That's
Yeah.
that makes me feel a lot better about myself and everybody. I want you to find Natalie Raitano. She's on Facebook and you can email her at supernat444@gmail.com. Natalie, thank you for joining us, sharing your story. We look forward to stronger, healthier holiday health patterns. We'll be back next week with another version of What Happened Here, but so happy to have Natalie with us today. Thank you, Natalie.
Thanks for having me.
America's home of free speech. Is Bill O'Shaughnessy, 14